Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 2, Episode 10 of The Walking Dead, titled 18 Miles Out. It refers to the fact that Shane and Rick are taking Randall, the prisoner they got from the other episode, 18 miles out to drop him off. So they stop initially, and Rick confronts Shane about, Lori and Otis. And, I love this initial conversation because Shane also brought up the fact at that point about how he did try to save Rick. And I love Shane because most of them is just like probably what would happen to real people. Like, they just deteriorate mentally. I'm also kind of iffy on the Otis situation. I mean, I understand it. It's still very much a dick move, but I do understand it. I also understand why it's probably more worrying to someone like Lori and Rick, a point to everyone else. Because everybody else are probably saying like, yeah, he killed Otis, I mean, he did it to let Carl live, but to Lori and Rick, who knew the Shane before, would probably never make that decision. Kind of worries them. Also, I'm just now remembering that Shane attempted to rape Lori at the CDC. That is an added thing to why Lori wants Shane dead. Why the hell didn't she mention that last episode when she was talking to Rick about how Shane needs to go? Motherfucker would have probably been dead already. So they find a place to drop Randall off, and they notice these walkers and don't have bites, which is of course foreshadowing to the fact that, it doesn't matter how you die. Something Rick knows right now. As they're walking away, Randall reveals that he went to school with Maggie, so probably knows where the farm is. Shane wants to kill him, and I'm on Shane's side, man. You shouldn't even saved him. That was a waste of medical resources, gas. Hell, it's a waste of a damn bullet. But Rick wants to do it on his own terms. I'm just like, nah. So it starts a fight, which ends up attracting all these walkers. And eventually hijinks ensue. Randall ends up saving himself, and with the help of Rick, saves Shane, who was trapped in a bus. Their story basically ends with them throwing Randall back in the trunk to take him back to the farm, I guess, and Rick asserting his dominance as the leader. I also love they brought up they should probably start using their knives more. Also, Rick thinking ahead, like what they're going to do for the winter. So, the second plot line is the one at the farm. I didn't really like it. So, it's Beth contemplating suicide. So, Lori and Maggie are trying to get her not to do it, and Andrew's just like, okay. Basically doesn't stop her. Kind of enables her to do it. And, her whole thing is, like, it's her choice, she chose to live. Okay, Miss Ma'am, what the fuck were you gonna do if she legitimately decided she wanted to commit suicide? I mean, she is right, I guess, in a sense that it is Beth's decision, but the fact that she offered to watch her over her, to let her choose herself, kind of makes her now culpable, whatever that word is, on the fact that if she did go through with it and kill herself, she'd be culpable. Liable, I guess. Mind you, Herschel's still on the fence with some of these group. Losing another family member and being able to have someone to blame, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Andrea's really thinking that through. I guess it works out good for her because Beth chose to live, I guess. Which kind of makes this whole thing pointless, I guess, because, like, it only lasted barely half an episode. I mean, maybe if they had her, Beth being depressed for a couple episodes, maybe sure. And then leading up to this, but I guess they didn't really have the time or the care to do that. Then I guess it's kind of setting up a little enemy arc between Lori, who's being a bitch, and Andrea, who I guess is kind of jealous. I mean, I don't fucking know. Nothing about the farm plotline this episode piqued my interest. Plus, apparently everybody else was like, I don't know, fucking getting mimosas at the bar or some shit. Because Dale, Daryl, Glenn, Carl, Carol, Herschel, T-Dog, Jimmy, Patricia were not in this episode. So I don't know what the fuck they were all doing. I kind of feel like this episode would have been a shit ton better if it was just Rick and Shane. Overall, though, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.